shine on the light. We all over the world, chat night Africa. We all over the world, chat night Africa. Welcome to chat night, we bring you good vibe, we shine on the light. Welcome to chat night, we bring you good vibe, we shine on the light. We all over the world, chat night Africa. We all over the world, chat night Africa. Welcome to chat night, the only place that we give you good vibe. Chat night Africa. Welcome to chat night, all over the world we are shining the light. Chat night Africa.
Welcome to this week's edition of Voices of Africa on Chat Night. My name is Divine Chamakong, and I am anchoring this broadcast from Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Growing up in a village in Africa called Bali, we were repeatedly told that necessity was the mother of invention. Yet, with so much needs around, it did not seem like a whole lot was happening around to respond to the challenges we faced. Things, thankfully, appear to be changing. With just primary school education, Eric Jaitzeka locked up for 2 years because he was thought to be a separatist fighter or amber boy, now thrives. Eric Jaitzeka thrives because in problems, he sees solutions. He thrives because he provides homegrown technology-driven solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wonder Boy I am inviting you to meet on the show about to begin. Eric Jaitzeka. Eric, thank you so much for accepting to come to speak with us on Voices of Africa on Chat Night.
It is an honor for me to be here, sir, and I'm super grateful.
Eric, you were innocently detained for 24 months. How was it like in the detention cell? It's said that Ngatanokul.
It is actually not 24 months, but 29 months. That was 2 years, 5 months in a waiting trial.
So
actually, more than that. Nah, it's hell. Nah, prison is never a sweet place to be. Now, freedom is everything in this life. If you see anybody who doesn't love freedom, then they definitely doesn't know what freedom sounds like. So, freedom is everything. There is nothing you can have in prison that will make you be comfortable. So, prison is not a funny place to be. You know, it kills a lot of things in you, like everything, like it breaks you down. It breaks you down. It literally breaks you down. So don't be surprised. Not everybody can come out from it to be having this zeal like I have. It's just that I'm somebody that believe that I had something in me that the world needs to benefit from, and my people, the society needs to benefit from. So with that having in my mind, I know nothing could stop me, not even prison. Only death could stop me. But since I'm alive, then nothing to stand on my way. But Eric, life in prison is a hell of a life.
Eric, what is unique about you is one would think that when you were released from detention, incarceration, you would pick up an AK-47 and go after those who locked you up unjustly. How have you become better, not bitter?
The truth is that, did I ever feel that I could do like that? Yes, of course, many times. But then again, I believe that two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs does not make a right, and two wrongs have never made a right. So they did what they did, which is wrong, against every law, against every, by nature, by law, by everything you can condemn on. It was wrong. But if I had retaliated, I believe two wrongs cannot make a right, and I will only kill people, or I will be killed, and then if I'm killed, my dreams will be dead. And I know that my dreams are worth more than that. So that's why I never retaliated. I believe that whoever does me wrong will get their paycheck, by payback, by whatever means. And I believe that I was not brought in this life as a mistake. There was a purpose of it. So, and I could not see myself putting myself in the middle of that kind of a chaos in the name of revenge. Yeah, so
How do
had
you
so
move?
much.
How do you move from a mindset of a prisoner to the mindset of a maker of things? What guided that decision?
The truth is that before ever being in prison, going to prison, I was already a metal welder fabricator, and I was already with my passion with me. And trust me, I will tell you that welding saved me. You'll be surprised to hear this. It's my passion for my work that saved me throughout this period that I was incarcerated. I was only seeing myself, hey, if I had a minute now, I'll be building a car. If I have a minute now, I'll be building a bike. If I have this now, I'll be building this and that. So I had a lot of things in my mind. And along my time in prison, what I was doing was just reading books and studying more of my work. So, personal, doing my personal studies, that I would say I grew my line so much on that line personally, because the facility, the prison system does not provide that. You don't have a lab where you can go and sit down and read books. You don't have computers or phones or things like that. But I had some good friends abroad who sent me books, so I have access to have my books, and I also had access to have, hey, prison nowadays there is always a way to have a phone. It is what it is. So I had mine, and I was doing my research every day. So everything about me has been my work, my welding work, my fabrication, having a lot of things I know I could build for the society to benefit them. So my greatest wish, like I tell you, I prayed for the past 2 years, 5 months. I had only one thing I was praying for: freedom. Nothing else. I never asked for anything. Every time I bow down my head, I just say I want to be out with my family and doing my work that I love so much. So that is
You've
the
talked
only
about
energy I had.
you've talked about passion. We'll come to that. How did you get to figuring out what people needed to then embark on building the things that they need? I mean, you were not inventing anything that did not exist on the market.
Yeah, the truth is that I try to bring, most of our streets are flops, how can I put it? Are crowded with Chinese products, And it is in automobiles, not only the Chinese that produce the cars and the bike, we also have Americans brand, and they don't come often in our side of a country. Like you can barely see Harley Davidson and choppers and things like that. And just where I developed my passion, I say, okay, those bikes are millions of thousands. So, but hey, how many Cameroonians can purchase a bike for 10 million just to ride it, or a luxury car for 100 million just to do it? But hey, Eric, with this knowledge, you can build it with the concept and will not be ordered. You can build the same concept. I have the blueprint, the prototypes. I can build the same concept and will be cheaper than that. Maybe now using the Chinese engine with the same structure of the American bike, I get that to my people. So it will now bring people to be able to ride a bike that you should be riding around 10 million, but now with 1 million, you can ride it. So that's how I've made it. I'm always like finding a solution to every situation that seems not possible. And I'm somebody that believes in positivity, in possibilities. I don't believe in nothing impossible. Nothing impossible exists in my world. It has never existed, and it doesn't exist now, and it will never exist. So I would say that is why I've been able to build the things I've built. Of course, yeah, I'm not inventing anything, Any car I'm about to build, somebody has ever done it before. Any bike I'm about to build, somebody has ever done it before. But I bring in my own kind of 1 or 2 or 3 things that makes mine to be unique, not like the other side. So even if I take a copy of from that, I have something that I will do on it that will specialize. Hey, this is my brand. You have never seen
So
this
so
particular brand in the
what
market.
makes yours unique?
My chopper is the only chopper that has a backrest that you can sit on a bike and rest like you are in a car. And at the back chair behind, if you want to carry somebody, you flip the chair down and you carry a passenger. And under that chair, you have a toolbox that you can put your things on. And then it's a bike that is too comfortable, it's big, and the engine is having a good suspension from the ground that you can use. It's a luxury bike, but you can use on any rocky route in the country. So, and I understand geographically, I understand our lands, and I understand we have bad routes. So, hey, I'm not just building bikes and cars that you can run on a tar route, but I'm building something that can survive the rocky route, the bad route. So I understand my place better than the Chinaman who is not from the Asia, and I understand my place better than any foreigner. So, and I believe our people should consume our own products, and that will not start by we talking about it. It's about we introducing our people into it by action and by making them. So that is how I come about it.
We love Chat Night Africa. And my name is Divine Chamukong. I am receiving this wonder boy live from Douala, Cameroon, in Africa. Eric, you didn't go beyond primary school education. Why wasn't that a handicap for you?
No, the handicap is in the brain. The handicap in everybody, in every society, is in thinking. I will tell you, I have people in America who have PhD and doctorate degree in this my field, and they cannot do what I'm doing. You want to know what is the greatest tool in fabrication, manufacturing, and inventing? It's your brain. It's your self-belief. That is the highest tool. Yes, every other tool counts, but I tell you, if I'm to rate it at my own grade, if I'm to give the grades, I would say 80% is your self-belief, your thinking. You need to believe something before you put it into action. The very first person who ever invented anything, first of all, is the first thing you believe that this thing is going to come to reality. Like many things are fabricated, many things I see invent some things that nobody has ever done it. The thing is that we envision them. They come from our brain before we ever put on the paper, put on the computer program, put anything. We give respect to the computers, but at the end of the day, everything that a computer is doing is still a human brain. So you see how powerful we are. So we need to believe in ourselves, and you know that, hey, you can do it. The first tool you need is your brain. So primary school has nothing to do with me. I believe education, basic education, is to read and write. And if you can read and write, you are educated. Now, what are you passionate about? What should you study about? So you need to study like somebody like me. I have the type of books I read. I cannot look any program from the television if it doesn't concern my direction. So I don't lose distraction. I don't lose track. I'm focused. So in anything you do, you need to have focus. So if I must learn anything today, it's something that has to do with my work. I have no interest in trying to know how to sew clothes or trying to know how to fix caps or shoe or any other thing. If I want to know anything about that, I'm thinking about how I can make a machine that can sew clothes better. It's my own domain. You see, so when you are focusing on that direction, when you're having a focus in this life, you're too powerful. You can do just literally anything, you know. So primary school, to answer your question, I didn't need primary school to do the things I'm doing, or secondary school or university.
Eric Jaitzeka, I have to say, you don't think like your peers. Tell me a little bit. There are people watching you now. Some have dropped out of school. Some were not able to even go to school. Some have graduated with PhD and they are looking for jobs with the government. What message have you for those people who are watching you right now, and who fall in the category I've just cited?
Well, I would tell them that good and fine, they have gotten the knowledge, but they don't need to depend on the government, not a single bit. I will advise them never to depend on the government, because there's no perfect government in this life. Not in any country or in any continent. There's no perfect government, but there are perfect humans. There are people who we are the ones to make things happen. At the end of the day, you have your life to take care of, you have your family, or even if you're a single man, you have your bills to pay. And pointing fingers can never solve any solution, can never bring a solution to any problem. So if you are having any difficulty, you're the ones to face it. So I would tell any other person who, like, I've had graduates, university graduates that have trained, that have come under my training, and they are out there doing so much great. Yeah, the truth is that it is good to be educated, because people misunderstand the concept, and people misunderstand when I say that I don't believe in school, but I believe in education. These are two different things. You don't necessarily have to be educated through school. Yes, school educates people, but you can educate yourself. Like, I study so hard. I'm educated. I'm an educated person, but I didn't go to school. Those are two different types of things. People misunderstand that. School is different from education, and people still go through school and they are not educated, because, like, I always call this example. I don't know the system of education that side, but I know of it this way. Like, when a child comes to me and said, hey, I wrote 10 papers in ordinary level and I passed them all, and you are glad, so happy. I'm like, why are you killing yourself? What is the point of knowing so much about history, geography, math, English, when at the end of the day, most of the highest thing that's having employment in my country is teaching. And at the end of the day, you only be teaching one subject. So why waste your time to study all of the other things if you not practice them? You see? So now, this is the point. This is why you see somebody from the West and you see a teenager who is a medical doctor. And before you can become a medical doctor here that you can do operation on the human system, you know very well the system of education, the way it has been created, you need to have some advanced age before you be able to get to that, you see. So, but I believe that if you want to become a doctor, at least from childhood, you should study anything about human biology. I don't know, but I believe that you should study about human system. You don't need to know about the weather. You don't need to even know about iron work or wedding or something like that. Focus. That's my point. You need to focus on a particular thing that you want to become. And then when you put your mind into that, you study. We are very intelligent, each individual, and we are gifted. Every human being is gifted. So when you find your gift, it is easy for you to maneuver through that line, to focus on that line. We can never be everything. Like, I believe I'm good at my wedding that I'm doing, And I also have colleagues that are good at woodwork, and I also have colleagues that are good at medical doctor and teachers and so on and so forth. So, but when you find that special gift, you focus on it. But do I have to go to school to be who I am? No.
Eric, talk to me. I mean, you must be running into friends who are very skeptical of you. What do you tell them when they come and say, hey, look, guy, you cannot do this. This is crazy. I mean, I say this knowing that the world is changed by crazy thinkers. What do you speak to friends who are negative, who come around you and say, you can't do it? I mean, are you crazy? What is this going to take you to?
You know, my title, first of all, is Erico Metal Fabrication. That EMF stands for, I think you have, you can see it here.
I see
EMF stands for Erico Metal Fabrication. And the irony is that most of my friends, they call me Erico Mental. They don't call Metal, they call Mental, because they believe
so?
I don't think like any other person. They say, you think like a madman. I say, that's the craziest things about it. And that is the most unique thing about it. You're not supposed to think like every other person. You're supposed to think out of the box. You're supposed to dream big, and you're supposed to, we don't go for the easy life. Trust me. I've never wanted an easy life. I don't want an easy life, because that's why I'm about solution to every problem. So if you're looking for solutions to every problem, then you need to go for the difficult tasks so that you can break them down. You see? So that's what I always tell every youngster or any person of my age or even my seniors who come closer to me and say that, hey, Eric, you are doing things that are not normal. And I'm like, this is only about belief. Change your belief and take me as a motivation. You know, you can be anything, you can do anything. You just have to believe that you can do it. That is the first thing, believe in yourself. So, and if somebody is asking you that question, they first of all have doubts about themselves. And they're even wondering, well, how can you be doing this? You ordinary you that we know you only had this primary school here, and here you are doing this and that and that and that. The differences in the mindset, in our thinking.
Eric, we will be coming towards the end of this conversation to the things you build. But before I reveal that video, one of the things you build is an ambulance, or you build ambulances. Eric, are you doing that because there aren't ambulances where you live? Why did you think building an ambulance was a necessary thing to do?
Like I said, I believe everybody should be comfortable on earth. I believe everybody should have whatever they wish to have, which can help them to do whatever they are doing comfortably. And I also know, based on our economics, it is not every health center that can purchase a van ambulance of close to 20, 30 million. You see, so, but does any health center has the right to have something like a facilitator, an ambulance that will not cost them so much money, but can serve the same purpose? That is where I came in now with that system. Okay, if a van ambulance costs 30 million, not every health center can have it. But if a mobile ambulance that can have an oxygen for any emergency, and maybe bottles of water and every other thing, and a nurse beside that can accompany a patient, or and any patient in a critical condition, that they can transfer from home to hospital or from one hospital to a bigger one. You know, you need something like that. It's serving the same purpose that the bigger van serve. And you see, so, but it will come to the cheaper price, and now everybody can purchase that. Now imagine if every rural health center can have that, you know, it will help a lot of people to save lots of lives. So, and being small as it is, it can maneuver even in a city like this where there is traffic, it can maneuver through traffic and cut some route that the bigger and the longer van cannot. So I believe that it will help a lot. My plan of coming about this is to make something that will be cheap and accessible to everybody, to an average person. It, like, you know, with money not being the barrier. You know, actually, I can build any ambulance. If you want me to build a car ambulance, the same van ambulance I can build up, but I wanted to do something that will be easily for everybody to have it in. If an individual can even open a company for that, to just have ambulance that people emergency that can call that will need this and that, and they will do that. So Eric, that is just it.
One of the surprising things about you is where people see hopelessness, you see hope. Where people see darkness, you see light. Where people see challenges, you see possibilities. What is it so unique? What fires you on? What's the fuel that's powering you up?
To answer that question, I would say I don't believe in impossibility. I don't believe in suffering. I believe in success in everything. I believe in possibilities. And when I say I don't believe in difficulties, so when I see people living in difficulties, I'll say, okay, Eric, what can you do to get these people out of this situation? What can you do to get these people out of this situation? Like always finding a solution to any situation that is difficult or that seems impossible. Like when you are intention, when you are planned, when your mind is to bring a solution to every problem, you always find a way. But like I said, to have that drive, it has a lot to do with passion. Trust me. Many things you have to do because you love what you are doing, you are happy with what you are doing. You might be doing it for the money comes after, because many things we do that are so priceless that money could not even buy. The sacrifice or even going to you. But you are having a fulfillment at the end of the day when you realize your project and you see it doing serving the purpose of which it was created for. So hey, I believe that is the first win for me at the end of the day. When you save a situation.
You are watching this wonder boy, Eric Jaitzeka, who, in spite of 29 months in detention unjustly in Cameroon, it could rightly be said from torture to triumph. He thrives. He doesn't just survive. Eric, are you thriving because you have a godfather? You have to have a godfather. I'm here in Cameroon or in Africa, other African countries. Oh, you can't do this successfully until you have a godfather. Do you have a godfather prime minister or maybe the son or relative of the president of the republic?
As a matter of fact, no, I have my own godfather, which is God. That who I say my godfather is God. So he makes sure he sees me through every stage in my life. Like people ask me that, people say, hey, what? When I started building bikes 2016, people be like, you will be locked up. I say, come on, shut up. Let me be locked up for doing something that is right. Let me be locked up for carrying the flag of my country in my shoulder. Many Americans know anything about Cameroon, about bike building because of Eric. So, and I'm the only one that has been doing this for a business. And the government of this country knows about me. They might have not come to me because I'm from that side, and you know how it is politically. I don't like to talk about that, but that is how we are being seen. If in this country, if I was somebody from this section of the side, I might have been recognized. But I believe our government knows about me because they watch me. I've been on national channels and talk about my bikes, the types of bikes I'm building, and every other thing. And I've asked the government to meet me, and we see how we can make this country to make this country to be a better place by having. Imagine I'm the one doing this. Imagine if there were 100 Erics, if there were 100 Cameroonians building the same thing that I'm doing. Where are we going to be in the next 10 years from now? So I don't really have a godfather. So people say, hey, you will be locked up for doing it. I say, okay, I really want to be locked up for that. You cannot threaten somebody with me again with prison, because I've been there without a crime for a very long time. So prison, to me, forget about it. So nobody can scare me now in this country. But I'm doing everything out of love, and I'm not afraid of the so-called government, because we are all Cameroonians. Like people behave as if this country belongs to some people. No, I believe that the whole earth is a global village. We are in a small place, and we'll be living here just for a short period of time, and we'll be gone. I don't think we'll be here in the next 100, 1,000 years or 500 years. So you see, so I have that belief in me. That's why I'm never afraid of humans, like whoever powers that be. I'm never. I'm afraid of God at the end of the day.
Voices of Africa on Chat Night Africa.
We love Chat Night Africa.
Now, this. On this platform, we have 3 broadcast programs. Healthline, we have Voices of Africa, which is what you are listening to now, or watching now, and we have Family Matters. We have a powerful tool that's going to stun everyone, coming out in just 3 weeks. Stay tuned. My name is Divine Chamakong, and my guest on Voices of Africa now is this, he thinks just so different, Eric Jaitzeka. Eric, before I ask for your last word, I'm going to play a video of what you make. You are a maker of things, and when you're talking about a maker of things, well, the taste of the pudding is in the eating or in the mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, before I bring back Eric, here is what his hands does. Watch this. Voices of Africa from Top Night Africa. My name is Divine Chamukong. You have discovered with your own eyes what, with Eric's brains, with his hands, well, you have on the Cameroonian market. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, join me in welcoming Eric Jaitzeka for his closing remarks. Eric, I have to say congratulations from being able to identify a problem and produce concrete, tangible solutions. Eric, before we go, what's your last word? What should people remember after watching you on this broadcast, especially those who are unemployed, those who couldn't go to school, those who couldn't go beyond primary school like you, those whose parents have died for one reason or the other?
Thank you for that opportunity. And this is what I have to say to tell the world alive. And I always like to put this based on my own story. So, and I will tell every other young person out there that you can make it, you will make it, and you don't necessarily have to go to school to make it, and you don't necessarily have to have all your parents around to make it, and you don't necessarily have to depend on other people to make it. But we still need people. But if there are none, then you are able, you alone, you are able to do it because it starts with you. You don't depend on the government. If the government steps in, good and fine. If they don't, good and fine, you can still do it. For once, I did it. I'm doing it. Am I too proud that I can? I don't need help. Of course, we all need help. Everybody still need help. Even countries, they still need help. But one thing I would say as my take-home message is that this goes to the parents. A lot of people, a lot of children, a lot of people are misled out there and are frustrated because of the wrong decisions that have been taken for them by their parents. And the truth is this: parents have a very good, vital role to play on the lives of their children, like watch how they grew and see what they are good at, and then guide them towards those directions. And that we should never impose on our children to do this or that. We should look at what they are good at. Each and every one of us, we are born with a gift, with a talent. And if we can discover those talents, we will excel in life. We will go beyond mountains and we'll do a lot of things. If I'm able to be doing the things I'm doing now, if the world is benefiting from the things I'm doing now, it is thanks to my amazing father who discovered me from bed that I had a connection with iron, and then channel me towards that direction. When I refused to go to school, like I see people crying that we never went to school, crying that they want to go to school. And don't be surprised that I deliberately refused to go to school. You see, so we just need to, this goes now to the parents, because for the world to be a better place, it starts from homes. So homes are having a part to play, but for those children who are orphans, doesn't mean that they don't have, you have platform like this to benefit from. You have people like this. We hear from somebody like me, I should be a motivation to you. And hearing words like this should make you to know you can move mountains with or without second, third, or fourth party. But we can grow together. But if we don't have a supporting arm or hand, we can always do it. But we should keep the blame words aside. We should keep the depending words aside and see how we can make it on our own. But those who believe in our struggle will always support us and will always do. But at the end of the day, each and every parent should never impose on their children to be this or that, because we are all born with our gifts. So
let me ask
mind the programs that your children watch on TV.
Let me ask you a final question. If it means repeating it, no problem. In just 1 or 2 minutes, what's the role of passion in your success?
Thank you. Once you have passion, passion I can define as the only stronghold, the strongest tool that can break any barrier. Passion is the only tool you need to break any boundary, any stumbling block. At the times that I want to quit, it's not unfortunate that you could not go outside. You see, where I am now, I'm in a position where I can have a contract of working 10, 20 bikes and I can accept it, but I'm operating from a very tiny place and I know that I will make a bigger factory in the future. So those are challenges. It is because of passion that I don't let anything stand in my way. I face eviction every now and then, but I know that doesn't stand in the way of because I have things I know I'm supposed to be doing, and I know that tomorrow I will not be a tenant. I will own a place of my own. So this is the thing that passion does. It gives you a lot of energy to overcome any obstacles. Passion is that feeling that you really want to be doing something with or without the money. You are doing it with love. So when you find out that thing that you are doing and you are happy, the truth I always say is this: when you love what you are doing, it is no longer work. I always tell people that I work 66, I work 24 times 7. It is no work. I'm living the dream. So you need to turn your work into something that gives you joy. You need to be doing something that gives you joy. And then everyone around you will enjoy you. You see, you excel. There is nothing you can do out of happiness and you don't succeed. I know that I'm a success story because I know what I'm doing. So at the end of the day, when somebody comes to me for their services, I render them services out of joy, and I give them and everything that they expect is what they receive. So that is all I can tell anybody out there listening to this.
Eric Jaitzeka, the thinker, the maker, the guy who doesn't give up. Eric told me that giving up is not an option. He doesn't have that word in his vocabulary.
It doesn't exist in my vocabulary.
I have to say that your smiles can cut iron. Your passion can burn heels, produce 10,000 volts of electricity.
Exactly. How I wish you could still have an hour or two, because I have a lot to teach to the world.
Listen, this is not the last time you're coming to Voices of Africa. And if you plural, you know anybody, anywhere in the world who is making a difference, changing people's lives like this gentleman with the helmet is doing, let us know at Chat Night Africa. My email address, you can reach me at chatnightafrica@gmail.com. chatnightafrica@gmail.com. We've lined up powerful contents for you. Stay tuned. Eric, thank you so much for coming to share your experiences, which honestly, you sound like a motivational speaker in a university in the United States.
It's just the power of being real. You just have to be honest and truthful.
You're amazing.
It goes beyond. Yeah.
You are simply amazing.
Thank you.
Eric Jaitzeka on our platform. And that's how we wrap up this edition of Voices of Africa. Listen, if you would like to support this broadcast platform so that it continues to produce the kind of content you need, transformative contents, please let us know. The only time we will not take help is if you are helping us to tell us what we should put on this platform and how we should do it. We believe fiercely in the independence of journalism. Thank you so much again. You can watch this broadcast on www.chatnightafrica.net. That's our broadcast website. You can also watch it on our YouTube broadcast channel. Simply go on YouTube and search Chat Night Africa. My name again is Divine Chamukong. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon and very soon for yet another seismic edition of Voices of Africa. Merci à tout le monde.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming. Coming to get down. I'm coming. I'm coming. Coming to dance. To dance. We're gonna dance. We're gonna dance. We're gonna get down. We're gonna get down. We're gonna party. Party hardy. We're gonna boogie. Boogie woogie. And when we jam, it's out of sight. This song right here, it's dynamite. I'm ready. I'm coming back.